This is Maya. Right now she is standing on a scale for the first time in 3 years. The number says 300 pounds. 3 years ago that same scale said 600. No surgery, no celebrity diet, no magic pill, just one habit. One decision she made every single morning before she even touched her phone. Everyone who sees her now asks the same question. What was the secret? And every time Maya gives the same answer. It was never about the food. It was about the 5 seconds before the food. This is her story. No filter, no script, just real. At 600 pounds, Maya's world had become very small. Her bed was her headquarters. Her phone was her lifeline. The delivery app was always open. She didn't leave her apartment for 14 months. Not once. Every morning started the same way, with hunger. Not physical hunger. Something deeper. Something that lived in her chest. She wasn't eating because life was good. She was eating because food made the noise inside her head stop. For 5 minutes. Maybe 10. Then the noise came back. Louder than before. Maya understood the cycle completely. She just didn't know how to break it. Not yet. The day everything changed was not dramatic. No rock bottom moment. No flashing lights. It was a Tuesday, 9 in the morning. Maya had just finished her second breakfast. 2 large sandwiches, a loaded shake, hash browns, and her hand was already reaching for the phone to order again. She wasn't hungry. She had literally just eaten. But her thumb was hovering over the order button, and something made her stop. And for the first time in years, she asked herself one question. Not why am I eating? She had asked that 1,000 times. Just, what am I actually feeling right now? The answer that came back stopped her cold. Not hunger, loneliness, boredom, fear. And for 5 seconds, she just sat with that. Phone in hand, thumb frozen, not ordering. Those 5 seconds, that was the beginning of everything. Maya calls it the 5-second sit. Every time an unplanned craving hit. Not meal time, just that sudden wave, she stopped, set a timer, and asked herself 3 questions. 1. Am I physically hungry or am I feeling something else? 2. If I eat this right now, how will I feel in 20 minutes? 3. What do I actually need right now? She didn't always get the answers right. Some days she sat with the timer and ordered anyway. But here is what happened over time. The pause itself started breaking the automatic loop. The problem was never willpower. Maya had plenty of willpower. The problem was speed. The craving arrived and her hand was already reaching for the phone before her brain registered anything. The 5-second sit slowed that down. It created a gap. Small, uncomfortable, necessary. And in that gap, Maya started to meet herself. Not the version that needed to be soothed. The real one. The one that had been waiting the whole time. The first month was brutal. The timer would end, and she would order anyway. Almost every time. But she kept doing it. Every morning. Every craving. Week 5, something shifted. She skipped the second breakfast for the first time. Not because of a plan. Not because someone told her to. Because she could finally feel the difference between real hunger and emotional hunger. And she realized she hadn't felt real physical hunger in years. Month 2. She walked to her front door and back. That was her exercise. Just the door. She cried the first time she made it into the hallway. Month 3. She had lost 40 pounds. No diet. No gym. Just the pause. Her doctor couldn't explain it. Maya could. Month 4. She started cooking 1 meal a day. Not healthy food yet. Just food she made herself. Because making it meant waiting for it. And waiting was something she was learning.
Sweetie.
Month 6.
I know.
She joined an
Mom.
online support group. Not a weight loss group. A loneliness group. Because that's what the pause had shown her. That was the real hunger. Month 8. She walked around the block. Took 11 minutes. She timed it. Month 10. 110 pounds gone. Month 12. She called her mother for the first time in 4 years. Month 14. She went to a grocery store. Stood in the cereal aisle for 20 minutes just because she could. Month 16. She started eating vegetables. Not because someone said to. Because she wanted to. Month 18. 200 pounds gone. Month 24. She stood on that scale. 300 pounds. Half of what she used to be. And she looked in the mirror, and she didn't see the weight she had lost. She saw the person who had been there the whole time. Waiting. Maya wants you to hear this clearly. She is not a success story. She is a work in progress. She still has hard days. She still reaches for the phone sometimes. She still loses the battle occasionally. But she is not the woman who spent 14 months inside 4 walls eating to survive her own mind. She says this. The food was never the enemy. The silence was. And I had to learn to sit in that silence long enough to hear what I was actually saying to myself. If you see yourself in this story, not the weight, but the feeling, she wants you to try one thing. Next time you reach for food you don't need, stop. Set a timer for 5 minutes. And ask, what am I actually feeling right now?
I'm Maya,
You don't have to
300
have
pounds.
the answer.
This is my reality.
You just have to ask the question. That is where it starts. Maya is still going, still walking, still cooking, still sitting in the silence, still asking the question. Her goal is not a number on a scale. It is a life she can live fully. And every single day she is getting closer. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Subscribe to Heavy and Rising for more real, unfiltered transformation stories. And leave a comment below. What are you feeling right now? We read every single one. Maya does too.